Welcome to this edition of the BRSN Insider. I'm sitting down with women's basketball coach Chad Folsom. Coach, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You guys made a trip up to Iowa, played on Thursday and Saturday last week, wins over Grandview and Clark. Take us through that Grandview game.
It was a back-and-forth game. You know, they full court pressure for 40 minutes, and thought we handled it for the most part. We had a lead throughout, and then they made a run at us in the third quarter, took the lead, and then it was back and forth. And then down the stretch, I thought we executed well, got a couple good baskets, and then we made our free throws to win the game. So it's a tough place to play up there. We've gotten beaten both times last year, so our team was definitely excited to come away with a W there.
And then Clark, you guys got to avenge a loss from earlier on in the season at home, a 74-55 win. What was the key the second time versus the first time against Clark?
Well, the first time we played them, their center, Hossie, had 27 points against us, so we were trying hard to not let her beat us this time, and I thought we did a nice job of that. You know, she only had 3 points and only took 2 field goals, and she was in foul trouble as well, so that really helped. You know, we didn't want her to beat us like she did before, and I thought our defense was good. I thought we played great team defense, and then we were hitting shots and executing our offense pretty well, and you know, able to put a lead up on them early and maintain it throughout the whole game. So it was a good, solid win, and definitely a nice one again on the road and 7 hours away from home. To come away with 2 W's on that trip was great for us. And
a big milestone for you on that game against Clark on Saturday. You got to win number 400. I guess just talk about what that means for you.
I mean, it's a lot of wins. I mean, you don't think about that when you start coaching, you know. And but I think it's a definite testament to all the great players we've had here over the years and the great teams we've had, and you know, and having Coach Connolly with me for the last 11 years has definitely been great too, to have that stability. And you know, I think we're just going about recruiting the right type of people that fit in well here at Benedictine, that can be successful here, and you know, they come out and play hard every single night and give ourselves a chance to win ball games.
Something that's been very key for you guys over the last few games is your bench play. Talk about how important the bench has been over the last few games.
It's big. You know, a lot of teams we play are only playing with 7 or 8 players, and we're fortunate enough to be rotating at least 10, and sometimes 11, 12 in there. And so it allows us to play fast, you know, which we like to do. It allows us to pressure full court, which we've been doing a lot more of lately. And our bench has given us that depth. Plus, like you said, they've been productive coming off the bench and scoring, so we've got a lot of scoring options. You know, I looked at our league stats, and I don't think we have anybody in the top 20 of any category. But we've got players. I think we've had 10 different players hit double figures in a game, and we've had different players leading us every single night. So it's been a total team effort, and you know, we've got a lot of great players, and being able to rotate them in and out of there and not have much drop off has been a key.
You guys started off rough this year. You started out 5-6, but since then you guys have won 11-2. What has been the turnaround for you guys?
Well, some of what we said, the depth has been good, and I think, you know, we were young. We're definitely a young team with 10 out of 15 freshmen, sophomores, and only 1 senior. So it took us a while, I think, at the beginning of the year just to figure out what it takes, you know, to play at this level, to be competitive, to play defense, to get after it, to execute, take good shots. And it took us a while to figure that out, but I feel like we are now, and we're definitely the team has a lot of confidence, and I think they're all playing for each other. I think that's been a big key too. They're not trying to do it by themselves. They trust their teammates, and they all work together and make the extra pass. I think our assist numbers have gone up a lot since the beginning too, which shows that we're sharing the ball and playing together very well.
You guys get Baker tonight. That game was moved from Wednesday to tonight because of the weather. Just talk about what the first game against Baker and what you'll use from that game.
Well, in that game, we shot lights out. You know, I thought we really shot well. They struggled early, but then they started hitting shots late. We were able to build a lead of 10, 12 early and then kind of maintain it. They got within 6, 7 several times, but our team did a nice job at answering every time. So they're a dangerous team that can shoot the 3 well, you know, at all 5 positions, so we've got to be able to guard 3-point line. They also are pretty scrappy and aggressive on defense, so we got to be able to take care of the ball tonight. But it was a tough, hard-fought game. I expect the same again tonight.
And you get Graceland on Saturday, a game you guys dropped earlier this year at their place. What's the key for you on Saturday?
Well, you know, we played them right before we went to Hawaii, right before this streak of 11-2 took off. But we really struggled with their pressure. They full court pressed us the whole time. We turned it over a lot. We took a lot of quick shots too. Didn't take very good shots, and I didn't think our defense was very good in that game either. I mean, they played well, and they were playing well at the time, and had a really good record, and we're getting up and down the floor. And so it'll be a game we got to be able to handle those things and do those things better this time around.
Tonight starts a 3 games in 6 days stretch for you guys. Talk about some of the things you guys have to do to get through a stretch like this.
Well, we've seen this stretch a few other times earlier in the year, you know. In this semester we played, it seems like, you know, every other night was a game. It seemed like there for a while with the snow outs and 3-game weeks. And So I think our team's used to it. I think it's nice we don't have a Monday game to deal with. So, we'll just play tonight, have tomorrow, get ready for Saturday, be able to take off Sunday, then have a couple days, get ready for Wednesday. So kind of get into a routine getting, into next week.
All right, Coach, thank you very much, and congratulations on 400.
Great, thanks, Dakota.
Benedictine College women's basketball coach Chad Folsom on the BRSN Insider.
A wise man once said, "The world offers you comfort, but you were not made for comfort. You were made for greatness." Discover what you were made for. Benedictine College, where greatness begins.
Hello guys, once again, I'm Nicholas Salamunovich here with Coach Moody on BSRN Edition. So Coach, 2-game stretch in Iowa trip, 28-point game win over Grandview. Just take us through that game and how you guys were successful in the game.
Yeah, I thought that Grandview's a tough opponent. They're big. They start 6'10", 6'9", and a 6'5", 3-man, and one of our big emphasis was to try to take away the paint. They don't shoot it fantastic, but they shoot it well enough, and it was going to be a really physical game. So, I thought our guys did an excellent job of taking away the paint as much as possible, making it a physical contest, not backing down. And we really got Grandview's best shot to start the half. And I thought that our guys kind of withstood, went into the halftime. We made a couple of adjustments and were able to score the ball a lot better the second half when it came to the offensive side. So started out on defense. We were able to maintain a consistent effort. And then offensively, we made a couple of tweaks and were able to make some shots.
13-point win over Clark University. What were some of the keys that helped guys to win the game?
Yeah, short rest. You play Thursday night at 7:30, and then you come back at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, less than 48 hours later, with a lot of travel. All the way up to Clark is about 6 hours. We ended up staying up there, so we were up there for several days. So, the big thing for us was rest, rehydrate, fuel right, and then get as much of a game prep in on Friday night as we could. And with Clark, you're facing a completely different opponent. They were small. They started 5 guards. They did not start a guy over 6'3" that game. We decided to stay big. We did a great job of pounding it inside early. They banged in some shots. They got really hot. Again, a team playing with a lot of emotion, trying to knock us off at home. And they ended up, really pushing us to the edge at the first half. I think we had a 2 or 3 point lead at half. And then once again, second half, made a couple of adjustments. The guys really dialed in on defense. We withstood their run, and then were able to make some shots in the second half and kind of pull away.
Talk about especially two things that have been key to your wins and your success this year is assists and defense. You're scoring defense number 3 in the country. How has that really helped you guys to create this run you guys have?
Well, of course it's going to help when you're holding people down. And part of that style of play, we don't play super fast, so the number of possessions in the game is not the same as it would be against a team that's scoring in the 90s. We're not scoring in the 90s, so you have less possessions. Our big focus is to contest all shots. We just want to make sure that we're not giving up open shots as little as possible, and then rebound the ball the best we can. And we've got some experienced guys. We've got a mature group. They can keep the ball in front. We've got some physical guys that can bang down low and make it a physical game. So, defensively, I think it's mostly a mindset out of our guys. It's a team effort. It's not really like 1 or 2 guys locking down. We've done a really good job of defending as a team. And then as to your assists, that's another thing that just goes to the credit to the guys. They're totally willing to share the ball every night. They don't care who scores. We've had multiple games with 3 or 4 guys in double figures and in that 13, 14, 12 range. And I think that's probably our best way to win games is to share it. So we've got a team that likes to pass it. We've got some guys that can finish at the end of that pass. And they've done a good job of recognizing that. Even the guys off the bench are doing a great job of both sharing it and knocking down shots. So that's been the formula for us up to this point.
Speaking of sharing the ball, Jaden Bristol averaging 5.5 assists a game. How has he impacted as far as sharing the ball throughout the whole season?
Well, Jay is just such a really gifted, talented player and has a great IQ. Is super competitive. I'll give him that. That's number one. And where he just wants to try to break you down to get somebody else a great shot. That's his first instinct is to give it up before he shoots it. And but now he's kind of added a little to his bag. He can make a 3. He's finishing at the rim. So now you're at a spot defensively where you have to choose, am I going to try to take away other people or am I going to try to take away Jaden when he drives? And he's just got such great vision. He's fast. He's got great body control, and he can find the right guys. And the reality is, too, he knows where they're going to be, and he trusts getting it to them. So the guys we definitely feed off him, especially late clock. He makes a lot of plays for us late clock.
Thomas O'Connor approaching 1,000 points in his career. Talk about his success in his career and also how he has brought success for this team in the last 4 years.
Well, first and foremost, the credit goes to Tom. He is a workaholic. He's in this gym all the time. He's spent a ton of time in the weight room to make himself a big, strong, shooting guard in this league. I think he's one of the best shooting guards in the country, without a doubt. His stroke is very robotic. It's the same shot every time, and we think it's going to go in, and I think he thinks it's going to go in. So he's played a lot of games. He started a lot as a freshman. He's, over the course of his 4-year career, has probably started over 115 games when it's all said and done. He's seen a lot, and a lot of credit goes to him and his hard work. And his teammates finding him. They trust him, and he's just always been so consistent in what he does. And to score 1,000 points in college, that's a big feat.
Talk about number 3 in the country. How has that helped you guys with obviously keeping the streak going, but also your success this season, what it means for you guys?
Yeah, the ranking's nice. Ultimately, we're taking them one at a time. The guys, it's a credit to the guys. They've worked extremely hard. In the end, all we really want to do is beat Baker tonight and then move on to the next game. We have 8 games left, and the ranking is nice. But in the end, what we're really concerned about is finishing as high as we can in the conference and let the chips fall where they may. And so, like I said, it's an honor. We're not shying away from it, but it's really not. Number one thing on our mind is the next game, and this group's been a great job of being extremely focused on that.
How do you keep the team in the mindset of just like one game at a time, not concentrating on the ranking, not concentrating on anything outside of this team? Like, how do you keep them in the mindset?
It's been. I don't know that we've sensed one time as a staff this year that we've had to rein them in and that they're not thinking about the next game. To be honest with you, this group is extremely focused. I think we have some really good mature leadership in Adam, Tom, Peyton, and Kyle. I think the young guys are dialed in and are hungry. We've used that mantra a little bit: stay humble and hungry, and just kind of let it come as it goes. And so we haven't had to do a whole lot. Occasionally, maybe just a little reminder of what got us to where we're at, and that's defending and sharing the basketball. But they've been locked in. So part of it's enjoying it. That's the reality of it. There's no pressure. We were picked 9th. So we're pretty excited to be where we're at. We're trying to enjoy it a little bit and have fun with it, and just go out and play games.
Mm-hmm. Talk about got Baker tonight. Big rivalry within the two schools. What did you learn from the first game? Time playing them?
Yeah, Baker's going to be one of the best coach teams we'll face all year. They can defend. They play a different style. They don't have a whole lot of inside game, with post play and things like that. They really spread the floor with 5 guys. They shoot a lot of threes. I think they shoot 29 threes a game on average, and so we're going to have to defend the 3-point line. We also need to do a great job of taking away the free throw line. They average, I think, making almost 20 free throws a game. So if you can defend them and keep them in front without fouling and contest threes, I think defensively you can attempt to lock them down, and then it's just going to come down to, can we keep the ball moving? Can we share it and get it to the right spots? We'll need to score inside tonight to be successful against Baker, because they are a little they'll play small, and then we'll need to bang in shots. And we, last game against Clark, we didn't. We only made 5 threes, and I think that's a little bit of tired legs, a little bit of that travel, and hopefully, even maybe this extra day here of rest, we'll get our legs back underneath us this week.
Talk about Graceland. You got Graceland on Saturday. What are some keys that you're looking to get the win?
Yeah, another short rest because of the ice storm that came in. So we'll play tonight, and then we'll have a little less than 48 hours to get ready for Saturday. And in February, that's kind of tough to do, to be honest with you. The guys really need their recovery. So it'll come down to a lot of heart. It'll come down to a lot of guts. There'll be some X and O's for sure. Graceland's a different team than Baker, which is kind of what we're facing in this league. One game this, one game that. They're a little bigger and stronger. They'll pound it inside of their center. They run a lot of sets. They'll be very disciplined, and they'll guard. And so, it's just take them one at a time. We'll have to make adjustments. This group has done a fantastic job of making adjustments on the fly and solving problems. So we'll worry about that one tomorrow. Let's get through Baker tonight.
Yep. You got a 3-game stretch over the next few weeks, all at home. You got against Baker, Graceland, and Evangel next Wednesday. Talk about that and how it takes a toll on the team.
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, I think it's not the toll; it's actually the rest. The lack of travel. It catches up to you. I mean, we're going to have 3 in a row here at home now, which is great. I mean, we love playing in the Nolan. Our crowds are fantastic. We love being at home, but to end the year, we have 3 on the road. So it all kind of balances out when it's all said and done. So we'll try to take advantage of it with rest. It allows us not to have to travel and to get our guys prepped as well as we can. And like we said, just take them one at a time and see what happens.
Yeah, that's all we have. Thank you, Coach, for your time.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Nicholas Salamunovich signing off with BRSN.